HTTP, or Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is a fundamental protocol that facilitates communication between web browser and servers over the Internet. It forms the foundation of data exchange on the World Wide Web, enabling the retrieval and display of web content such as text, images, videos, and other multimedia resources. Development of HTTP was initiated by Tim Berners-Lee at CERN in 1989 and summarized in a simple document describing the behavior of a client and a server using the first HTTP version, named 0.9. That version was subsequently developed, eventually becoming the public 1.0. HTTP functions as a request-response protocol in the client-server model. A web browser, for example, may be the client, whereas a process, named web server, running on a computer hosting one or more websites may be the server. The client submits an HTTP request message to the server. The server, which provides resources such as HTML files and other content or performs other functions on behalf of the client, returns a response message to the client. The response contains completion status information about the request and may also contain requested content in its message body. In this explanation, we will explore HTTP in detail, focusing on its key concepts, methods, status codes, headers, and security features. 1. Introduction to HTTP. HTTP is the protocol that enables the exchange of data between clients, usually web browser, and servers, web servers. It operates on the application layer of the Internet's OSI model, which means it defines the format and rules for structuring requests and responses. 2. Request-response cycle. The communication between a client and a server occurs in a request-response cycle. The client sends an HTTP request to the server, and the server responds with an HTTP response. This cycle is fundamental to how web pages and resources are retrieved and displayed in a browser. 3. HTTP methods, HTTP verbs. HTTP defines several methods, also known as verbs, that specify the action to be performed on a resource. The most common methods include: GET, requests a resource from the server. POST, sends data to the server to be processed, often used for submitting forms. PUT, updates a resource on the server. DELETE, requests the removal of a resource. HEAD, similar to GET, but only requests the headers of a resource. OPTIONS, inquires about the communication options supported by the server. 4. URLs and resources. Uniform Resource Locators, URLs, are used to identify and locate resources on the web. A URL consists of various components, such as the protocol, HTTP or HTTPS, domain name, path, and query parameters. For example, https://www.example.com/page?param equals value points to a resource named page on the domain www.example.com with a query parameter param set to value. 5. HTTP headers. HTTP headers are metadata included in both requests and responses. They provide additional information about the data being sent or received. Common headers include: user agent, information about the client, e.g., browser, making the request. Content type, specifies the type of data in the body of the request or response, e.g., text, HTML, application, JSON. Accept, indicates the data types the client can handle in the response. Authorization, used for authentication and security purposes. Cache control, directs caching behavior for the response. 6. Status codes. HTTP status codes are 3-digit numbers returned by the server to indicate the outcome of a request. They are grouped into 5 classes. 1xx, informational responses. 2xx, successful responses, e.g., 200 OK. 3xx, redirection messages. 4xx, client errors, e.g., 404 not found. 5xx, server errors, e.g., 500 internal server error. 7. Statelessness and cookies. HTTP is stateless, meaning each request-response interaction is independent. To maintain user sessions, cookies are often used. Cookies are small pieces of data stored by the browser and sent with each request to provide information about the user's session or preferences. 8. Security. HTTPS, HTTP Secure, is an extension of HTTP that adds a layer of encryption using SSL, TLS protocols. This encryption ensures the confidentiality and integrity of data exchanged between the client and server, protecting against eavesdropping and data tampering. 9. HTTP is a stateless protocol. This means that each request is independent of the previous requests. The server does not keep track of the state of the client. Provided additional information about user agents and the role of intermediaries in the context of HTTP. Let's delve into these concepts in more detail. User agents. A user agent, UA, is any software or application that acts on behalf of a user in their interactions with the network. Web browsers are prime examples of user agents. They interpret and display web content, allowing users to navigate websites and access various online resources. Apart from web browser, user agents encompass a range of software and tools that interact with web content. Some examples include search engine crawlers. These are automated programs used by search engines to index web content. They visit web pages, analyze their content, and index the information so that it can be searched and retrieved efficiently. Voice browser. These are software applications designed to navigate the web using voice commands. They are particularly useful for people with visual impairments or those who prefer voice interaction. Mobile apps. Many mobile applications access web content through APIs or web services. These apps act as user agents, fetching data from servers to display within the app's interface. Intermediate network elements and caching. HTTP is designed to allow intermediaries, such as proxy servers and cache servers, to enhance communication between clients and servers. These intermediaries can improve efficiency, reduce latency, and save network resources. Here are some key points about intermediaries and caching. Web cache servers. High-traffic websites often deploy web cache servers. These servers store copies of frequently accessed resources. When a client requests a resource, the cache server can deliver the stored copy, reducing the load on the upstream server and improving response times. Browser caching. Web browsers also utilize caching. When a browser requests a resource, it stores a copy locally. If the same resource is needed again, the browser can use the local copy instead of making a new request, leading to faster page loads and reduced network traffic. HTTP proxy servers. Proxy servers act as intermediaries between clients and servers. They can perform various tasks such as caching, load balancing, content filtering, and enhancing security. In cases where clients don't have globally routable addresses, proxy servers can relay messages to external servers. In conclusion, HTTP is the backbone of the World Wide Web, governing how information is requested, transmitted, and received between clients and servers. Its methods, headers, status codes, and security mechanisms play critical roles in ensuring efficient and secure communication. Understanding HTTP is essential for anyone involved in web development, as it forms the basis of modern internet interactions. HTTP is a very important protocol that is used to power the World Wide Web. It is a simple and efficient protocol that allows for the efficient transfer of data between clients and servers. Thanks for watching.